Hi, you're welcome to GMats class. Now let's look at this problem. Now what is the remainder when 2 raised to the power of 2023 plus 3 raised to the power of 2023 is divided by 5? Okay, now we are going to take it one after the other. So we look for the remainder when this is divided by 5 and this, then we now add together. Alright, so the first thing now to do to find the remainder for this, we are going to look for the pattern of 2 raised to the power of n. Okay, so now let's start with this 2 raised to the power of 1 in mode 5, because once we are dividing by 5, that means we are working in mode 5. So in mode 5 we are going to have 2. Now 2 raised to the power of 2 in mode 5 is going to be 4. 2 raised to the power of 3 in mode 5, that's going to be 8. So 8 divided by 5, we'll be left with 3. So 2 raised to the power of 4 in mode 5, this is 16. So 16 divided by 5, that's 3 remainder 1. So 1 is our answer. Then 2 raised to the power of 5, and that's going to give us what? That's 32. Now 32 divided by 5, so we have 2, remainder 2. Okay, so we have a remainder of 2. So you see that we now have what we have gotten before. So after that we are going to have 4. So now the possible last digit, or we say the possible remainder now, is going to be 2, 4, 3 and 1. So, and the length counts 1, 2, 3, 4. So the length is 4. The length is the same thing as the modulo. So this is going to be modulo 4. Okay, now look at the power and write it in modulo 4, the modulo of the length of these numbers we have here. Okay, so we have 2023 in mode 4. Okay, so now let's do that. We have 4 times, now 4 goes in 20, that's 5. 4 goes in 2, 0. 4 goes in 23, that is going to be 5, remainder 3, mode 4. Okay, so that means the answer is 3 mode 4. Okay, so now you come here now to get the remainder. So you count 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the remainder when 5 is divided by this. So 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 raised to the power of 2023 divided by 5, have a remainder of what? Of 3. We have 3. So that's the first part of the question. Now let's look at the second part of the question. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please try and do that. Share this video with your friends and also drop a comment. Alright, now let's look at the second part of the question. So now we are going to get the pattern for 3 raised to the power of n. So just like we did here. So we have 3 raised to the power of 1 in modulo 5. It's going to be 3 in modulo 5. 3 raised to the power of 2 in modulo 5. That is going to be 4, because we are having 9 here. So 9 divided by 5, that is 1 remainder 4. So the remainder is our answer. Okay, so the next one is 3 raised to the power of 3. 3 raised to the power of 3 is 27. So 27 divided by 3. So we'll be having 5 divided by 5. Sorry, we are going to be having 5 remainder 2. So we have 2. Okay, now let's look at the next one. 3 raised to the power of 4. That's 81. So when you divide that by 5, you are going to be having a remainder of 1. Okay, so we can go on. So by the time we have this 3 raised to the power of 5, you'll be having 243. So when you divide that by 5, you're going to be having 3. Okay, so since you have gotten one of the answers you have earlier, so that means you just need to stop. So we'll be having this pattern 3, 4, 2, and 1. So this is what we'll be having. If I continue with 3 raised to the power of 6, I will have 4. The remainder is going to be 4. Raised to the power of 7, I will have this. So we'll just be having this repeating itself over and over. Alright? So that is the reason why once you get to a particular number that you have gotten before, so you just have to stop. Alright, so this is what we have now. Okay, so now you now come here to the power, just like we did for this second one. Now we look at it. What's the length of this number? Is 4. The length is 4. Length is 4. Okay, so now we write this number in modulo 4. 2203, the power of 3 in mod 4. Of course, now we have done that before, so it's 3. So it's going to be 3. So you come here and count 3. Position 1, position 2, position 3. So the remainder, when this is divided by 5, is going to be 2. Okay, so 3 raised to the power of 2023 divided by 5. The remainder is what? Is 2. The remainder is 2. So now we want to get the remainder when we add the 2 together. So we have 3 earlier and we also have 2. So it's going to be 3 plus 2. So the total remainder now is 5. Alright? So, and that is going to be in mode 5 because we are dividing by 5. So we cannot have a number that is up to the modulo. So that means this is going to turn to 5 times 1 plus 1 in mode 5 plus 0. Okay, plus 0, 5 times 1, 5. 5 plus 0, that's the same thing as 5. So your answer now is 0, mode 5. So the remainder, when this is divided by 5, is 0. And that's going to be the answer. Thanks.